All right, this is Pixelbit G. I just wanted to talk a little bit about this Halo Infinite demo they showed, and just identify a couple of things that I noticed on it. Um, I mean, just off the bat, looks great as far as I'm concerned. I'm seeing some really quality ideas in the gameplay, and I just wanted to point out a couple of things that I noticed that seem like they're going to be very interesting. So let me start it back up here, and I'm not gonna just like play the whole thing, but I'm gonna go and stop it at certain points, right? So the first thing we're seeing here is they are using purple color on what appears to be old Cortana. So that is just to remind us of how she looked in Halo CE, if I recall. And later on, we're going to see her again in purple. So that to me, that means, well, some people thought that Cortana wasn't in this game, but um, the last few books indicate that she is very much alive and well and operating in the universe. So I know in the story, at least from what we know so far about this story, um, it's thought that she's not alive. But that, like I said, there's a clip later on here that's gonna, I think means that she is alive. So we should be seeing some back and forth with her. They're showing the basic graphical updates that have occurred, which is great. Um, we see our pilot looks a little different. His hair's a little nicer. Chief is clearly more dinged up, so makes more sense, right? He's been in the war zone for a long time, and now we're seeing the effects of that war on his outfit, on his uniform, which makes sense, right? Because he wouldn't have a new set of armor in this situation. Um, man, these installations are just looking so meaty, right? So that's a foreign installation, and then just the way the light is working in the scenario. So this scene right here, look at this. The way the textures of the metal and the lighting on the metal and that red in the background looks really good. This looks really good. So the thing, people have noted that, right? The hook here now allows for you to upgrade it. So part of the upgrade path is going to be to give us the ability to add like electrical shock, which is nice, right? So you can sort of slow an enemy down. So I'm wondering if you can also shock a vehicle and stop it with that hook. So that looks good. Lots of people around. These flying segments. Looking smooth, baby. Right. So this Forerunner installation at night is really good looking. What I want to also note here is that in the back, right hand side here, that ship. There seem to be other shots where that ship is around, or at least, or maybe more than one of those ships. So I'm expecting at some point we are going to have to assault that ship. Probably a carrier. So here we're seeing the weapon briefly, and she looks like Cortana. She sounds like Cortana because she is a copy of Halsey. I'm not quite sure if she's going to be if she's going to be considered like a dumb AI, or at least not the high level learning AI that Cortana was. But the way I look at it is she's young, right? She's just um, I don't know when she's we don't know when she's been activated, right? But she's she's obviously been activated between the last book, which was after Halo 5 and before this story begins here. She said that she hasn't seen him in 6 months, so I would think she's probably not been active for more than a year. Because of what happened with Cortana and her created, she would not have access to as much information about the universe as the other AIs, especially not as Cortana, because Cortana has interface with, the Flood. She's interfaced with Gravemind as well as other AIs, enemy covenant AIs, etc. So she's picked up a lot of information over the course of her career, whereas this AI is basically a brand new baby learning the universe. So right here, right? So this is a new image of the old Cortana, or I'm going to call it corrupted Cortana. So she's now being shown in purple to distinguish her as the original Cortana. So here it's just like she's analyzing something about this installation. It looks like a spire, I guess maybe a satellite or something like that, or a space station. It looks pretty big too. Somebody did indicate what the name of it is, but I'm not sure what the name of it is. But clearly, Cortana is in. She's going to be in the game, and whether this is a flashback or not, or just a cutscene showing where she's at. Sorry, excuse me. Or it's a cutscene showing where she's at. Right? We don't know, but clearly she is active, right? So you see, new Cortana is asking these kind of questions, because she doesn't have access to the records, right? The UNSC records should indicate what happened to her. So these vehicle options here is nice, right? This forward station, forward operation bases. So as you take over installations, you're going to get this access to forward operation bases, which basically allows you to give a loadout for how you want to take on the next area, which I think is pretty cool. I think that's a great addition. And then it's that ship again. Right? So this banner space, this is so slick. So obviously snipers are back in. The kid yard will be problematic. Escharom is looking much better. I mean, he's looking detailed. So I know they're gonna have like these sub boss battles. So seeing this, I'm assuming this isn't easy, right? I mean, one shot punch to the face should not kill him. So that looks like it's easy. You got hunters in some rooms. That range of that sniper, man. So this is like a night mission. This is looking pretty cool. You're safe now. So I'm wondering if these are actual missions that are like highlighted in your map, or would you be able to come across these as you're fighting across Halo and maybe just engage in them naturally. But I'm also hoping that there's active patrols going around Zeta Halo looking for you, right, to keep things lively as you're moving around. This all looks good. I don't know why he's sacrificing people, but yeah. What if it's a friend? It isn't. So once again, she's asking questions, like not really aware of who they are. So they got shields and health. So actually, if you look at the beginning of that, right, it looks like this enemy, I guess he's like a sub-boss for this installation, right? As he lands, his I'm assuming the red bar is his health, and the white is his armor, not armor, shielding. But I mean, we don't know how long this battle has been going on, but obviously he's whittled down the shield previously, and now he's taking out some of his health, and now he's going to finish him off. So people are saying, "Oh, this boss fight looked like it was so easy," but as you can see, over half the boss's health is already gone. So this battle clearly has been going on a little bit longer than the video implies. So right there, right, that block kind of looks like armor lock. So there's another part in the video where Chief is riding a chopper, and a brute goes into armor lock, and the chopper basically flies over him without damaging him. So I'm wondering if these bosses have the ability to also use armor lock. That's what it looks like. Nice, right? So I'm loving what we're seeing here on this map screen, right? You got these areas with collectibles, which means we have a lot more time and reason to go around these areas, as well as now you can see where the skulls are, right? So in other Halos, you kind of just either come across a Halo or got to use a wiki to try to figure out where these skulls are at in the game. But now you'll be able to just go, you'll just be able to look on the map and see what's in that area, and that way you can go and search. So this is definitely going to be kind of game that I'm going to look to, 100%, thousand, get 1,000 points on. So look at that. Ransom Keep, primarily operated by banished loyal Sengali warriors, right? So these are elites. Uh, this outpost's primary function seems to be related to the appropriation of the USC material. So later on, we're going to see banished troops using US NSC material, weaponry. So I'm wondering if this is kind of working like Shadow of War worked, right? Where um, units would have, they would be building up certain things in an area, and taking out a certain outpost may reduce their operational effectiveness for that area. So like instead of the next scene, we're going to see a brute who has a UNSC rocket launcher, right? That's the spunker he has. Um, and maybe taking that base out, uh, no longer gives them access to that weapon, which is pretty cool. So I think it's a big deal in the sandbox that now we have that non-humans have the ability to use human weapons. So you may get hit with an actual sniper rifle round. You don't know, right? Because the banished are willing to use anything to win. So I think it's cool having these facilities out here giving you these smaller objectives to damage their war machine. So here's right here, boom. This is where this guy, right? See, he went into that pose. So he's about to use what it looks like armor lock. So I guess actually in this case, you miss him, but it looks like he's using armor lock, right? So he locks down, boom. Yeah, so it does a little scratch him a little bit, but yeah, he's basically blocking the attack, so that's cool. Alright, so we're seeing the fusion coils being used all over the place. Alright, so here's the brute with the human rocket launcher, like using it like a little shotgun because he's so big. Right? Now that's nice. That's a nice addition to the sandbox. And then this, thruster. Right? So being able to upgrade Chief using Spartan cores. So the interesting thing about this is the Infinity would have had a lot of Spartans on it, right? Before it was destroyed, maybe thousands of them, right? The majority of whatever Spartan forces that are left, that were operating in the region would be on Infinity, right? Being deployed from Infinity. So I'm wondering if the way you find Spartan cores is like in Doom, where you find dead Marines, right? But in this case, you gotta find dead Spartans, and you're gonna take the core from their armor or whatever to upgrade your armor, which is kind of morbid, but would be pretty cool as a way to upgrade Chief. But obviously that currency means something, right? So I'm not sure if it's going to be through missions you get that, or is it going to be like you need to go in the environment and actually find them. So I say maybe I'll go back a little bit. So this is 441. Let me go back. Let me see if maybe in the map screen they showed anything like that. Let me see here. I don't believe they did, but I would like to see. I don't know. Here it is. Oh yeah, yep. See that? So every area collectibles. So you see the third symbol to the left here? That's the Spartan core symbol, right? So it looks like Spartan cores are found in the environment, which means I believe that they're attached to previous Spartans. So you're going to be locating other Spartans maybe and picking up the cores from them. So that's pretty crazy. All right. So this upgrade is so smooth because now The last part of the upgrade increases your velocity and makes you turn invisible. Nice. So it's going to be useful to try to find all those cores to give him his full armor upgrades. Really like the verticality in this game. And it's punchy. The sound too is so good.
Could be useful if you like that kind of thing.
So what we didn't see at the forward operating base initially is the ability to choose something like
Halo
um,
Infinite allows us
a
all to
tank, right?
become master chiefs,
So
doing what
I'm
some
wondering
people do
if
best.
let me pause this. I'm wondering if you can only get the tanks at the bigger equipment at bigger bases, strongholds or something like that. So I'm wondering if there's different types of bases. Then each base may have access to some equipment. The smaller bases don't have access to the heavy equipment, or you actually have to find the heavy equipment in the environment.
Defy.
Oh, see, look at this, right? So, I mean, we don't know how many kilometers above Zeta he is right now, but notice how like you're looking into space as he's falling down here. So it, kind of gives you that. It really does a good job of giving that feeling that this thing is just sitting out in the middle of nowhere. It's pretty cool. Let me play this
In
here.
the odds to take down the banished, piece by piece. This won't be an easy fight.
Yeah, it's a very interesting
Master Chief
design.
will take on returning favorites,
So here's our return of my boy Craig,
and
who's now
surprising new
Crudge.
threats like the agile
Um,
skimmers,
and these new skimmer
a
enemies look
sadistic
cool.
Spartan killer named Jacob Madonna.
These guys is from a group of Spartan hunters that were originally from
Even
the
more threatening.
Covenant
The
and moved over.
Forward's lies are at an end. I am the
And
Harbinger.
there's been a good amount of debate about this Harbinger, right? She doesn't appear to be. Um, she doesn't look like any of the other enemies that we've seen in Halo before. So because of what she's saying, right, I kind of got the idea that maybe she might be a precursor. It sounds far fetched, specifically because of her scale, right? The precursors are listed as much larger alien types, but you wonder, right? And then this beam in her chest, is that part of her armor, or is it, you know, or she's kind of some kind of biomechanical construct or something like that? I mean, I don't know, but if it looks like, I'm not sure if he's at the door. I guess that looks like a door, and she's knocking him through the door here.
The truth. You are not
Yeah,
the future.
it looks like he's
Exploring
knocking
this
him out of the door.
vast and fractured world will
So
give
that's gonna be
Spartan
interesting to try to
members
figure out
the
who
ultimate
she is. So we're
test.
definitely gonna be seeing
Where there
different,
is
more
courage,
enemy types
there is
um,
hope.
than we've had in previous Halos,
Welcome
and
to a new
I think that's
era
pretty great.
of
That's pretty
Halo.
great. I'm hoping they bring back some of the other enemy types from like Halo 3 and stuff like that. So that'd be cool. Like more flying types.
Kinda seems like it.
And then this last scene, right, where they have that little bit of humor. I mean, all in all, I mean, this is a great video. I mean, we really have, a lot to look forward to in terms of just the overall Halo sandbox, right? So I'm not even like worried about the talking about graphics and stuff like that, but just like the way you play this game is going to be good. And I am really hoping for like a 20-hour campaign on this because I want to spend a lot of time in single player. But all right, that's it from me for now, and I will maybe make some other videos at some other time. All right, Pixel Bit out.